Good freezing morning in Georgia. This video that you're about to watch, I'm just working on the wiring in this dump truck. I actually filmed a lot of this stuff 6 months ago, back in July. I just haven't had any other time to work on the dump truck or to edit the video, but we're going to wrap it up today. During this video, you're going to see I'm pretty concerned about, is the truck going to start or not, because I'm just ripping wires out and everything. Plus the dump truck had been sitting there for so long without being started. Good news is I'm in a different location and the truck did start. I'm actually at my brother's house, about 8 miles from my house. I drove it over here a couple days ago. I'm going to be working on the dump truck today. This is my 1988 Chevy R30. Got some lights hanging up. Hopefully that's going to help with filming. The main thing I'm trying to do today is get rid of all this old wiring in here. This was originally a TBI throttle body injection, and somebody, the previous owner, took the TBI off, put a carburetor on it. All of this wiring mess here, it went to the TBI that used to be on here. I guess it went to the injector or multiple injectors, whatever was on there, and it probably went to some sensors and other things. I don't need any of this anymore, and we're going to try to just unravel some of this, follow it all the way back over here. It's just a mess in here, so we're going to see if we can kind of clean it up, make things neat, figure out what things are. We got our gloves on like we're a professional, and we're going to get started. This stuff is just all dry rotted. I don't know what that is, but what is that? I need a manual on this book. I need a manual on this truck. We may not cut this one out. I don't know what it goes to, but all right, I had to go get a fresh blade for the razor knife. Yeah. Forgot my gloves. We look like a professional now. Can't be getting my hands dirty. All right, so most of this is going to be all cut out. I don't even know what it goes to, but really, if I find out that I need it, I can just run a wire to it later, but I don't think I need it. Okay, so we've got all of this mess uncovered pretty good. Now there's one that runs behind the engine, and it comes along over here, so we're going to try to get all of that uncovered. This is, here's another one, just tons of random wires not plugged into anything. face. And there's another one, just lots of these random wires just everywhere. I'm sitting up in here. I think we've got a pretty good start now. We've got most of these wires exposed. There's a few intersections and other pieces kind of going behind the engine. And there's a couple of things over here that I don't think I need to mess with just yet. It kind of ties into the fuel pump, and I'll end up opening up a can of worms basically, and that's hard to explain, but I just know I got into this before. And so we're going to change out the GoPro battery because it does not last more than like 45 minutes. And then we're going to start cutting out these wires. I think the plan is anything that's not plugged up, I'm going to cut the plug off and then just trace the wires back as far as I can go, either here or all the way to the other side, and cut the wire off. I've got a few things that I'm going to have to leave in this jumble, like this here. It looks like a ground, I guess, going over here to the engine, right? And it's hooked to all this mess, and it goes back in here somewhere, so I'll leave it for now. Right, let's just pick one of these and start working. So we'll okay, I'm just going to cut this whole thing off. I don't need any of this. We're cutting every one of these. Well, sitting in this engine bay is not very comfortable. Alright, this one we're going to keep just for a little bit. I got to find out what this is. Maybe that's just for the wiper motor? I don't even know if the windshield wipers work, but we're going to hang on to that. Alright, so this one we got to hang on to for a little bit because it is ground over here on the engine. But these other ones we're going to get rid of. Right there. Alright, all of these, we're getting rid of all these. I don't know what they go to, but they've been unplugged ever since I've owned this thing. So we're cutting it all out of here. That is looking a lot better. We've got a lot of these plugs gone. I have no idea what this goes to. Some of the stuff we cut off over here, it goes over here in all this jumble of wires. So we're going to try to keep taking all that junk out of there. And I don't know what all that stuff is, but we're making some good progress today. I just had to put in a phone call to a friend of mine named Kenny. I doubt he'll ever see this video, but if he does, thank you so much for your help. So this thing right here, it is a relay, and I'm going to guess it is for the fuel pump because this thing doesn't even have a horn. And it doesn't have cooling fans. So I'm thinking this is probably the fuel pump relay. It's up there. It was mounted right there on the firewall. And it's what this big plug goes to. And I was just about to cut this out, still trying to clean up all my wiring. I'm glad I didn't do that. I was thinking that I could cut out this relay and not need it anymore because this thing was changed over from the TBI to a carburetor. Well, I was told that you can only get rid of this if there is a mechanical fuel pump. Well, the previous owner did not put a mechanical fuel pump. This still has the original setup. It still has the fuel pump inside the fuel tank. Now I have put a new tank and a new fuel pump and all new fuel lines on this thing. We're going to take a look under the dash and see where these wires go here. I've already got the glove box door taken out. I opened it and it fell out on the floor, so that was convenient. You can see the light up there. That's where the wire comes in through the firewall, and it looks like it comes right around here, and this must be the computer, I guess. We're going to go ahead and start cutting some of these wires apart and pull back the ones that we cut off under the hood. And I guess I'll just snip them off up in here somewhere. I don't really know how much this computer is being used. I'm assuming it is still being used. I mean, it's not controlling the TBI, the throttle body injection anymore, but I do have the relay for the fuel pump. I just cut, it was the same, all that black tape all over these wires. I just cut it off and peeled it back. I don't know which one of these is cut. I'm just gonna kind of start pulling on them and see. How do you unplug this thing? That's what I want to do. Let's unplug it and pull it out of here. Is that a good or a bad idea? Man, the dust coming out of this is crazy. I think pulling these two plugs out, I can get better access to these wires and make sure I pull them out all the way up here. Hopefully I can pull them all the way out of the plug. If I just cut it off at the plug, I don't know if that's going to cause problems, electrical shorts or whatever. I wonder if I can take this plug apart. Looks like. There we go. Did that do anything? Yeah, there we go. Now that's better, I think, pulling it all the way out of here. If you cut it off and then you have wire exposed, I don't really like that. I'm going to take this other side off too. I don't know if you can see just the dirt. The dirt that is all in this truck, all in the electrical system. Keep ripping these cheap gloves I've got on. I started buying the really thick ones at Harbor Freight. They're more expensive, but they never rip. But now we're in the middle of this situation. You probably know what I'm talking about. You can't find toilet paper, you can't find cleaning products, and you can't find gloves anywhere. Even Harbor Freight, they've got all the gloves cleaned out of Harbor Freight. We got some more here. Oh, this plug here is going to be almost completely empty. Now we rip the other glove. Now I have to figure out how this goes back in here. Oh, there we go. That looks good. Alright, let's see if I can actually get this plugged in now. I'll come back in here later with some zip ties or something and clean this up. I'm not done going through the wire, so we're not going to try to clean it up just yet. Back when I first started making the video, I thought I was going to go through all the wiring and clean it up, But at this point, I've basically decided I'm going to buy a wiring kit for this truck. So today, I'm just going to wrap this video up. We're going to finish up with all this old junky wiring. We're going to go ahead and throw some zip ties on some of this stuff and clean it up because it's just laying all over the place. And hopefully here in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, I'm going to order a wiring kit. I've been looking at a couple different companies. I think the one I'm going to get, it might be around $300, maybe $350. I'm still kind of doing some research on it. We just got it zip tied to the frame, firewall, whatever that is. It looks better than it did. At least it's not sitting on the engine. Look at this. I got stuff like this. I don't even know what this goes to, but if that came apart when I'm cruising down the road and it caused an issue, I would probably never find that problem. And then you look at how nasty this is the back of the fuse panel. On the other side of this obviously is where all the fuses are inside the truck, inside the cab. My mouth is frozen, it's so cold out here. You can't do anything with this. Is just, it's terrible. I got these old wires there, split and coming apart. That's not good. So many random plugs. I have no idea what a lot of this goes to, and I don't have the time or the desire to chase down every single wire. I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. There's still some wires that are crossing. They go back behind the distributor, and I believe that they're touching the back of the engine. I'm not dealing with it right now. I should have a few more videos about this dump truck coming out very soon. If you made it this far, thank you for watching.